see why no one wants to support small businesses anymore.
I don't understand why small businesses punish customers for doing business with them. And I'm talking about convenience fees and upcharging literally everything.
Asking
Ugh, okay.
for a tip at checkout when I'm ordering a product online.
Can't stand when small businesses come on here talking about some, y'all don't support my small business. Bitch, you're selling a t-shirt for $50.
When you take a
Oof.
sip and realize the small business is not going to make it. So when's the last time you left a small business feeling like you actually got your money's worth? Because
Okay, that's a good question, chat. Do you guys know? If I have to think about it, it depends. Probably my like view of the dollar has changed because of the economy. So like it's a little bit skewed. But I think the last time I really felt like I got my money's worth out of a small business was probably like, and this sounds so stupid, the hospital gift shop. Just because like the things there aren't actually that horribly priced. A lot of it's from like local small businesses they have set up in there. And like, I don't think this hospital is like a massive corporation conglomerate because most of the stuff inside the store is from like small businesses locally. So, but yeah, share like your guys's when the last time you think you got your money's worth out of a small business if you want to.
judging by what people are saying online, that's becoming rarer and rarer. Today we're looking at why small businesses are losing customers. And this goes way beyond just hype. Businesses actively lying to people buying from them. And some decisions so bad.
Dude, there's like drop shippers too. There's like these nail rings that like people keep trying to sell, or like a person keeps trying to sell. And like at first they used it for like, oh, they used it to like try to advertise towards Muslim women because they're like, oh, you can't paint your nails. Get these nail rings so you can paint your nails without actually painting your nails. And then they started trying to like market them towards like nurses and stuff. It was really weird. But they're just drop shipped like items you can get on Amazon for like $10. And they were trying to sell them for like 30 a pack. And I was like, what the frick?
You'll wonder how these places even opened in the first place. Now, before we get started, if you're new here, I post 2, sometimes 3 times a week.
I never trusted drop shipping from the start. I mean, that's fair, but like, I don't know. Sometimes the products are okay.
Covering topics just like this one. So if you're enjoying this type of content, hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into the video.
Me attempting not to make this an hour long.
This was $8. Yeah, baby, that doesn't look good at all. That looks terrible.
What
and
was
it's
it?
barely the size of your head. Like, the problem isn't that it's $8. It's that it's $8 but if you're new to this type of content, hit that subscribe button. Now
What
let's
was
get into
it?
the video. Trying to support a small business, but this was $8.
Okay, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, baby, that doesn't look good at all. That looks terrible, and it's barely the size of your head. Like, the problem isn't that it's $8. It's that it's $8 and tastes like something I can make in my Keurig. And Keurig
no.
should taste good. Like,
That's the thing is like small coffee shops do not get to charge small coffee shop prices if their coffee tastes like butt.
probably had 2.5 ice cubes, which, I mean, you don't want to have a latte that has I would rather
Yeah, you do. You do. You do want a latte with a lot of ice in it. Because otherwise it's going to taste hella watered down. Like, pouring hot coffee over 3 ice cubes is going to melt instantly. You pour hot coffee through an entire cup's worth of ice, and it's going to cool it down rapidly enough to where it doesn't water it down to hell.
get more latte than more ice in my coffee. And it's
You would-
room temperature. I mean, yeah. My local coffee shop puts 1 shot in all size drinks. $7 for a small. Are you
1 shot in all your sizes is crazy. What?
serious? Oh,
That would just be white for a large. That's just oat milk at that rate. Like, what the heck? That's a scam. That is a scam. If a coffee shop is selling a small, medium, and large and puts 1 shot of espresso in all 3, that is a literal scam. That is atrocious.
only 1 shot in all drinks? It's like a standard 2 for a larger size. So that's not worth it. I would just leave a review or be like, what are we doing? 1 shot. At that point, just get your own espresso machine. I think there's gonna be a lot more of a movement towards making your own drinks. Obviously buying
I will not buy coffee in my town because this is what you get. And if you're lucky, cream from a can.
in an espresso machine and with like the frother and all the bells and whistles.
I I will say espresso machines are very expensive, but worth the investment if you only use that espresso machine and you use it at home. Like, if you buy an espresso machine and you still go get, like, Starbucks or whatever, like, 5 times a week, like, you're wasting your money.
Combined, that's expensive. That's a $1,000+ machine right there. But you could probably buy something that makes espresso for under 1,000, maybe even under 5.
There's like around the $500 range is pretty average for like entry level from what I understand. But you can get cheaper. It's just it may not be as good.
500.
Okay, I really have to like full screen some of this stuff. Hang on. I can't tell. Tried to support a small business and this plate was $30.
Y'all do see this. Tried to support a small business. This plate was $30.
Ooh.
It looks like catfish, green beans, and mac and cheese. That looks horrible.
What? Oh my god. Long term is worth it? No, yeah. But like also I would argue that like don't get like an over $1,000 machine like as your first one. Like you don't want to get like overwhelmed.
A fillet of catfish. I mean, it looks well fried, well seasoned, and it's in styrofoam. We couldn't get like better, like a paper box or something like that. $30, no. I hope it was divine tasting though. Oh, she's seen this and said, I'm banned from ordering. Like, ma'am, I'm never coming back. What do you mean?
That's so funny, but like, dude, small business owners are so feisty.
That's a school lunch, bro. Nope, that is an $8.99 meal. That meal looked really pitiful and sad, to
Up to $20 in a lot of places I could understand for
be
that.
honest. I would be quite
Like it might still be expensive for $20, but like not $30. That's crazy. Love you, Tim Hortons.
upset receiving that and paying for that, paying the amount that
Also, if you're a small business, get off the internet. Like, bro, if someone says you're too expensive, don't ignore it. Those are airport
she
prices.
paid for that. Yuck. $6.
Like, not everyone is going to agree with your pricing. It's like I worked at Walmart and we constantly got a bad review from some old guy because we didn't have the milk at the front of the store. Like, some stuff you just gotta ignore.
Respectfully.
This is my unpopular opinion, but don't expect customers if you use passive-aggressive audio like this.
That much 'cause it takes me fucking hours.
Elvis. Okay, but also, this audio is a bop.
Much 'cause I don't have
Pelvis.
You need to pay for my
Bro, as an artist, I understand the constant frustration of people under
But also, like, yeah, don't shame your customers. Like, that audio was trending and it was a bop and, like, people were using it, but, like, it is passive-aggressive. But also, like, again, if people are, like, judging your prices, like, freaking ignore it.
undermining the value of your work. But those people aren't going to give a shit about your work anyways, and those people just want to
What is she making anyway? That was
hate
cool.
because we live in a world that undermines the price of physical labor. Personally, small businesses that use passive-aggressive audios give me the ick and turn me away, because then you assume everyone on here will undermine your work
I mean, that looks like
when
sequence.
that really isn't the case. Most engagement is just people interested in supporting small or neutral parties. Don't assume.
The pity
Have people complain to my manager? It was too happy this early in the morning. Damn.
instant scroll or even block for me, especially when the exposures of some of them being fake or even AI. No, I think TikTok Shop had a lot of fake products too. Like you'll see people reviewing
God, TikTok Shop is a nightmare.
products. This is what I saw on TikTok Shop versus what I actually received in reality, and expectations in reality are not there. Any song about supporting a small business, passive aggressive or not, turns me off. Yeah, don't alienate your customers. I can't stand the guilt tripping. Like, have you seen the economy? I shouldn't feel forced to pay someone's bills. It's just unprofessional too. It really is.
Okay, but here's what you're not being forced though. Like, this is all art. Like, it's art. It's a luxury. It's a option. You don't have to buy it. No one's forcing you to buy it, to be totally fair.
It's unprofessional to passive aggressively be upset with people who aren't buying from you. No one is obligated. Unfortunately, people say this, I dislike it, but it is true. There is no expectation that people have to help you out. You're kind of on your own, and to grow something, it does.
That's the thing is, like, none of you are obligated to donate money to me, and you do it out of the kindness of your hearts, and none of it is ever forced. Like, I have a lot of expenses that are coming up, and I have a lot of things that are going to be happening over the next like 6 months plus that like I'm gonna probably have to fundraise for. But it's also like you guys donating towards those goals are like your choice. I'm not guilt tripping you. I'm not saying you have to.
Really suck, but that's just kind of how the world works. The sadness of buying an $8 coffee from a small business and it's ass. Yeah, that's one of the worst feelings because you want to support someone. So I just buy the coffee and I don't leave a review or anything. I'm just like, I just don't go back. The small business is not going to make it.
Oh God.
I mean, have you not?
I've been shocked, dude. There was one terrible restaurant that Steele and I went to that was like a small business that opened up in our area. And like we had the worst effing experience at that place. But somehow they did not close down. And it was not just us. That was probably it was an oily burger patty, if that gives you any idea of how this like was rough. But we were like, this place is not going to make it. And we were shocked and horrified that it did and that people thought it was good. Because that was not just an off day, by the way. That was like, it was rough.
Ever been to a place where they're charging $8 for a small 8 ounce of coffee, $1 an ounce for coffee, a latte, right? Mind you, and it doesn't even taste good. It doesn't even.
Dude, that means you're paying over $16 freaking dollars for a large. Oh my God, that just puts it into perspective. $1 an ounce? Dude, I used to get like fucking 32 ounce like coffees from Dunkin' Donuts. Can you imagine spending $32 on a coffee? Oh God. Oh my God. Holy. Could you imagine?
Tastes like that. The ounces really just improved your awakened you or anything like that? Absolutely not.
Like $20 plus for a like 32 ounce coffee would send me into a coma.
Support small businesses. I will if it's good. Unfortunately, that's the thing. We also have higher standards too because most of the businesses, at least if you live in like a
yeah, it's a hot take. You should have your crap together before you start a small business. Like, you should get your crap together and make sure you are selling a product that is worth the price. Like, don't just like go, oh, I can just like open a couple of espresso machines and just start a coffee business. No, it is not like that. And if you want to go that route, franchise or something with like Dunkin' Donuts or some crap. I don't know. Like, find a coffee place to franchise with or whatever. Like, don't just be like, oh, I can do it. But also, like, it's nice to have someone backing you and having an established customer base because Dunkin' Donuts has a customer base. You open a Dunkin' Donuts, people are going to be like, oh my God, that's Dunkin' Donuts. And then you want to make sure that you're not the crappy Dunkin' Donuts. Don't be the crappy Dunkin' Donuts. Don't be the... somehow we have the worst McDonald's that I've ever had in my life in this town. And then simultaneously, the most amazing Taco Bell that I've ever had in my freaking life, like in the next town over.
Urban area. I don't know about, bigger cities like New York City, San Francisco, Chicago, where they probably do have more small businesses. We're used to more chains, and chains will remake your coffee if you really dislike it and let you keep the one you had. Fast casual places, fast food, a lot of the places are owned by probably like 4 major companies, private equity owned and stuff like that. Small businesses, when nobody wants to buy their $41 67-cent burger, that's smaller than a Whopper.
And another reason why y'all businesses be failing is because y'all make shit inconvenient.
Oh God, yeah.
When you're selling something, right? I'm like, you know what? Let me invest in something. Let me support a small business, right? I go to the comments knowing that somebody probably already asked for the link, and sure enough, somebody did. They were like, "Yo, what's the link to this so I can buy it?" He gonna respond,
"Oh, the link is in my Instagram bio."
Oh my God.
We're on TikTok. But I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was thinking, you know what? Maybe he got a link tree in his bio. Maybe he got his Instagram linked in his bio. So I go over to his page.
There's nothing in the bio.
This is the same thing for Twitch streamers. Like, if you're an editor, an artist, a Twitch streamer, a content creator, a YouTuber, your main platform that you use should be linked in your bios. Like, I should be able to go to your Twitter or your Discord profile and just click on your Twitch link. Do not make me go to a link tree, especially because, like, link trees for Twitch suck.
Get this straight. You want me to go to a different app, somehow find your page, which probably doesn't have the same username as you do on TikTok, click on the link.
No
find
links
the
is
product I
crazy.
want,
Yeah,
put my
I've seen a
credit
couple
card
of
information
those.
in, buy the product, and put money in your pocket?
How about fuck no?
I hate to be one of those people, but you just lost a potential customer. How you gonna make me look for the product that you're trying to sell? And
Yeah.
since we're already all here, them little up-and-coming restaurants can catch us straight too. How do you expect people to walk through your doors and you have no menu online? Like, and if you do have a menu, it's some PDF that you can't even see.
Or it's on Facebook. It's like you have to go to freaking Facebook. Even for food trucks. If you're in like a food truck heavy area, dude, you should be posting images of your menu as like a promo of like, hey, I'm at this location with this menu. Every freaking day that you operate that truck, you should be telling people where you are and what you have.
Even if you zoomed all the way in.
Every day.
No website
Every
link,
time.
no email, DM for
And you should tell people when you freaking close and leave up for the day too. That's the other thing. If you run a freaking food truck, or if you run one of those businesses that's like, we go until we're out of product, then like you need to have something online that shows if you are open or closed. It is not that freaking hard. Oh God, that's such a pet peeve. Oh, I hate that. Give me a menu online. Yes. And like, I don't want it to be like a regional, like, oh, type in your zip code to view our menu. No.
prices. I hate when they say DM for prices. So whenever I'm trying to look
Oh, because it's scammy. Because DM for pricing is so that they can charge different people different prices. And I freaking hate it. Oh God, I'm getting so heated in this.
for like a new nail
I'm
tech,
getting
and
mad.
they say, like they'll show you what the nails look like in their portfolio, but they never have the actual prices for the nails. So I just move on to the next place. Even if the quality of the next place is worse, I would
Yeah.
much rather know what the price actually is for your business than be surprised.
Like, I think it's gonna cost me like a little over $50 to go get my nails and my toes done. But like, I am getting actual natural nail growth that is, I'm blind, so it's really hard for me to take care of my own nails. But like, I'm getting to a point where I kind of have to go pay someone to do it because they're getting too long for me to take care of by myself. And I want nice nails. Like, you know, I want them to look nice.
Actually, it's, you know, twice as much as my competitors.
Also, it is part of my
He's
career,
filtering a lot
so-
of people who don't have Instagram in the first place.
So
And then they're charging $150 for a black hoodie with hood bluey on, not hood bluey.
Hood Bluey is crazy. Dude, I try to make my prices as low as possible, but I still make some profit off of it. I can't be like certain VTubers. Like, I adore Birdie, and she is like more than willing to like price her stuff on fourth wall for the bare minimum. And I love her for that. But I at least want to be able to cover the cost of the art. Like, that is my only goal when I sell merch, is to break even. Like, that's it. That's all I want to do, is to break even. I wish I could, but like, I price things the way that I do. If it gets to a period where we're having like 50 plus people buy a shirt, yeah, then like, of course I can like decrease the prices like a good chunk.
But I can't justify spending $100 on something I can get at Walmart or Amazon for $30. And I think that's how most people feel. And that's why these big box
Who are any of
stores
you?
demolish small businesses, because they don't have the supply chain that a Walmart does. They don't have those contracts
Yeah, I
with vendors that Walmart does, because Walmart has so much, buys so much inventory from these places that a small business would probably never even see in a year, let alone
yeah.
probably Walmart sells in a day.
Support small business all you want, but don't work at one, okay? Don't do it.
That's so real. Dude, you are lucky sometimes if you work for a small business and you get paid.
Just so you know.
Working at a small business is cool because you personally know who is exploiting your labor.
Oh my
Small
God.
business owners, I would not be shocked if they're honestly worse than working for a corporation, because at least
It
corporations
is
have
worse. Yeah, because corporations are like heavily regulated, where small businesses just do what they can when they can. So like, I've had my parents work for small businesses, and like, some of them haven't been able to pay their employees
a
sometimes.
true HR department. HR is probably
Oh God, HR is the worst
like
too.
their son or their daughter that they hired who wasn't able to get a job or was forced into the family business. Small businesses love underpaying and overworking their employees because, and I'll tell you the reason why they love doing that is because they are the ones who are, you know, putting their life on the line, putting their money at risk, and they are doing the most work.
Well, because like, okay, one big issue with small businesses is that they're trying so hard to turn a profit in the first year when they don't really realize that, like, even if you price everything perfectly and you cut corners as much as possible, like, you're probably still not going to get like, but a lot of places that use like coffee, like the VTuber coffee stuff, like I think they said it costs like $10,000 a flavor, which is wild because they're not grinding and roasting their own beans. If you're working out of your own kitchen or living room or like office, like, yeah, you're going to be able to get closer to a profit. But even then, some people go really hard into their like quote unquote like home offices and spend like thousands of dollars like creating the ideal space. And they end up like not making a profit. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
At least originally when they started their
But small businesses are so dead set to turn a profit the first year. And it's like, you're not going to, no matter what you do, just expect not to and price accordingly.
business,
Because like your first year should be investing into the market, not investing into your business, so to speak. Like you want to make sure you have a good business, yes. But like most of your profits and all like whatever you make should be going towards constantly improving the business. And also like you're probably going to have to price your products a little low for your first year or so. You do not want to start off with like an $8 coffee. You want to start off with like the cheapest fucking coffee you can get. Like if you can charge $4 for a coffee and still be okay and not be at risk of not paying your bills each month, then you need to do that.
so they expect that
Like, so that you slowly increase your pricing over time. And that's kind of where you have to kind of go with it. Or have products that are like cost or that are like profit or like loss absorbers. So like a bar of soap is going to create a lot of loss because no one's going to spend $10 on a bar of soap. So you have to price it cheaper. But then you use like a lower cost to produce item and price that up higher so that you can use the profit from that lower cost item to cover the loss of the higher cost to produce item.
same effort from you who has no stake in the game. Like, no, that's not how this is really supposed to work. Sorry. I have 7 coworkers.
Can't do that
when
as small
someone
business,
wants
yeah.
The day off, it ruins everyone's entire week.
Oh God, yeah, that too.
Working at a small business is not for the weak, y'all.
Especially if the owner is refusing to be involved.
No calling off because there is no one to take your shift. I could not imagine living a life like that. That is too much. Where one person wrecks it for all
Because like the owner will only hire one person and they won't have like a backup.
of you. How are you supposed to live a life? They expect you to be as invested as them. Baby, this is your business. Correct. I'm just an employee. Clock it. Exactly. Unless you're gonna give me mad fat bonuses of
Eat. I don't use the restroom.
Me as a small business owner.
I'm like a machine.
I mean, that's the thing. When you are a small business owner, everything falls on
You quit your 9 to 5 for 24/7s.
you. You have no safety net. You probably don't even have health insurance. There's a lot that goes into it, and I commend people that are able to do it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. My parents working tirelessly to keep their small independent pharmacy in business.
Ooh, a pharmacy is rough. Oh God.
This is 8 p.m. on a Saturday night. Mom puts so much thought into what products to carry. If you live in DC or are just visiting, we would love your support.
Oh, they're actually doing goods too. They're not just doing like prescription refills and pickups. Oh God, that's a hard
It
one.
looks so cute. And it's such a nice
But also you can't tell what it is by looking at it either. Like hot take, you should have like, why we got privacy windows? I get it's like a quote unquote pharmacy, but like, why we doing this? Like no one can hear my birth date from outside.
looking pharmacy. Like that is what's missing, is having pride in our business.
If I can't confidently walk up to a store, know what it is, know what they sell, and like feel comfortable opening their door, I'm not going to go in. Yeah, but like again, they should even, it sucks because like the building is so cute, but these windows right here, they should actually like take out those bars too probably and just have like regular like plain glass windows, or maybe even something with decorated edges, but like people need to be able to see inside your store and know what it is.
Can't stand when small businesses come on here talking about some, y'all don't support my small business. Bitch, you're selling a t-shirt for $50. A pants for $150. No, I'm not buying.
Well, which sucks too, because like part of that is like they're not necessarily pricing to profit either. Is like a lot of those small businesses are getting small quantities, which is increasing the price.
That. Like, y'all prices are ridiculous. It don't make no sense.
I mean, maybe they're getting the idea from like concerts where
Like, if you're going to sell shirts and pants and stuff like that, you should be using Fourth Wall or another market. You should not be buying and purchasing physical merchandise to sell out of your home, because it's just going to increase costs so significantly.
you're paying, I think I've seen upwards of $100 for a t-shirt at a concert. You are not that artist, right? You are not, you know, Billie Eilish or who's popular now? Taylor Swift. You can't be selling at those prices unless they're very good quality. But even then, it's going to be hard to get people to purchase.
Like, I purchased something. I loved this shop because of their designs. It's Mer Bunny Baby. I loved their stuff and I liked purchasing it. But like the longer that the clothing went on, this isn't to crap on them or anything. It's just like talking about quality and stuff like that. And like, they were one of the companies. I don't think they did like print to or like print to ship. They did like print to their home and then they shipped it out, if I'm not mistaken. And like the unfortunate thing about it is because they did that, their prices were a lot higher. Whereas like the quality, like the sweater and stuff like that, like pilled really badly. I don't know what other countries use to describe it, but it's when you get those balls of lint on the outside of the fabric. It pilled really badly. So I was just like, I adore their designs. I adore their art. I adore their stuff. But like, please, girl, use Fourth Wall. Please, for the love of God.
And then shipping, be pushing it too. Local
Holly Tea Time is another one. Holly Tea Time's quality is good. However, because of the stuff that they print on, if you don't basically like hand wash that stuff, it'll start to like pill. And like you're spending like $80 on like a shirt or a skirt or something because it's part of like quote unquote kawaii fashion.
to be closed on Sunday through Wednesday, open at 1 to 5 p.m.
Dude, I hate when they're closed on Fridays. Oh my God. Like, this area, you need to be open on Fridays in this area, or you're just missing out on so much business. But like, if you're a Monday to Thursday kind of girly, you suck.
Thursday.
You
12 to 4
suck.
p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like, how are you even making money? No, I completely agree.
Now, we do have a small restaurant that's only open like during lunch and dinner, but they're good.
There are some small
They're good.
businesses I just don't understand.
Oh my gosh.
And I just don't, like, what are they doing on the side? They have to be doing something else sketchy
Well, there's a lot of places that are just money laundering
on
sites.
the side. Some small businesses, maybe they own the building. I don't know. Doing it for the love of the game. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Like there was an antique shop that was a lot of the small businesses in one area I lived in. The small businesses on the downtown strip almost only opened during events, because otherwise, like, they owned the buildings and they owned everything and they did other stuff or had other properties, but like they could only really afford to open their shops like during events.
Like, girl, nobody is paying $11.99 for a cupcake. And then the shirt says, Mama. Like, no. I'm so confused. Did 0 people go?
How much are you gonna make today? I'm a sellout. How much did you make today?
Oh God, these are so sad.
How much are you gonna make today? 1,000. Yeah. How much did you end up making today? -$5. How much are you gonna make today? 6,000. How much did you end up making today?
Oh,
How much are you gonna make today? I'm gonna sell out. So how much did you make today? I made $3.
That's so sad.
but it's like, because these booth fees, like, dude, some events in like areas I lived in, the booth fees are like $150 to set up like a freaking table that you can sit at. Like, are you kidding me? These like towns take advantage of people so badly. Also, all this stuff is really cute though. Wait, no, okay, Loki, I need to look into this because I think these might be drop shipped. I don't want to accuse, but I think I've seen something. Here's the thing though. If you hand make something, it can look like something that was drop shipped. To be fair, like when it comes to keychains and jewelry and stuff like that, it can be hard to tell. Because like I can make a clay cinema roll that's gonna look just like a keychain drop shipped cinema roll. You know, like they're gonna look the same because they're both cinnamoral. Isn't it better to sell online? It can be. Some people, their first year or two, they will go to markets and they'll sell online and they'll see what does better for them. $160 city setup fee just to put a table you can buy from Walmart for like $15. Yeah.
Where are they? I want to buy
That stuff is
something.
cute,
Like,
though.
cute little charms. See, some of these charms, maybe the
That's why I'm thinking like these are probably handmade, but I can't tell.
reason why they can't put them on maybe
But also you need to know your area. Like if you live in like a really hippy dippy area, you're not going to be able to sell like formulated body washes with SLS in them. You know, if your area, like your consumer market is mostly people that like demonize SLS and don't want to like purchase, like they're the kind of people that go to Walmart and they're like, ugh, all these soaps are toxic. All these soaps are detergents. They're toxic. Ugh. Like, do you know what's in your detergent? It's probably like toxic chemicals, when in reality, like most of the ingredients are derived from coconuts. Coconuts are crazy, by the way. They do a lot for cleansing.
you know, a place like
But you're not going to sell like a formulated body wash like what I make. You're not going to sell that at your local market if your market is mostly like people that hate chemical stuff, you know?
Etsy is, I think I've seen those little charms in, I think they're like an actual
Okay, I'm not crazy then. Okay.
brand. So they would probably get taken down and banned from Etsy because you can't
Yeah,
sell other people's
okay.
stuff. However, I see it on Instagram all the time. Like people, you know, how Twilight is having a resurgence where they're selling like Twilight t-shirts and book covers and all sorts of other items that you can purchase. And so I don't know what the issue is.
Hey,
but
look,
I
man,
feel
I'm not a
bad for
nerd.
them. It's not easy going to these markets, I would assume.
But also, like, people will actively avoid you if they think you're drop shipping, you're an MLM, or you're doing 3D printed crap.
Understand why small businesses
And I say 3D printed crap. There is good 3D printed items, and then there's 3D printed crap.
punish customers for doing business with them, and I'm talking about convenience fees and upcharging literally everything.
A lot of small business owners have this self-preservation mindset that makes you greedy.
Yes.
You're not sure you realize how bad it looks to
Yes.
the customer. When you do things like not accepting returns, refunds, exchanges, refusing to send replacements if the USPS loses
Yep.
packages, having astronomically
Dude, oh, there was a big beef with like a small business because someone refused to like refund an order that allegedly USPS messed up, but like you could tell that it was not USPS that messed up that order.
high shipping, making customers hate you and making it where they're way less likely to buy from you ever. When you're small, you haven't earned the right to do any of those things. Not
Yeah.
Nike with an ironclad product that you know everyone's gonna love. You are
You have to basically suck the customers like D, dude. You gotta suck it so hard. It sucks. Anyway, it's awful and it's demoralizing and it sucks. But like you basically have to like suck people's D in order to make it. You really do.
still essentially begging for and earning trust from the customer, but shooting yourself in the foot because all of the things that build trust, you're removing from the equation. Tell me why I, as a shopper, would trust you if I can't return the product, but I've never bought from you and I don't know how it fits. So what?
Yeah, there's the thing is like there's a company, Jessica. I really want to try their dresses, but I'm gonna have to fly to a location because my measurements aren't weird, but they're not standard either. So like my bust measurement doesn't match up with my waist measurement, or my hip measurement doesn't really match up with my, well, no, I think my waist and my hips do. But like my bust measurement will put me at like, I don't know, like I can't remember which way it goes. Either my bust is bigger or my waist would be smaller, obviously. But my bust like puts me in like a 2X and my waist puts me in like a 1X or something, you know? So like I have to, I'm so nervous about buying dresses and stuff like that from like shops. But they have a thing where you can return it for store credit and get a different size or a different dress.
I'm just stuck holding the bag.
But if I'm going to spend like hundreds of dollars on it, like $100+ on a dress, then I want to make sure it fits. And I don't want to have to go through like, I don't want to go through the effort of returning it, man.
And I get it. You think I can't afford to take on all these extra costs? You can't afford not to because you are the one making it where customers don't want to buy.
Unfortunately, places like Amazon set the standard of like same-day shipping.
No,
you can literally go into any
Okay, same-day
Whole Foods,
shipping,
I
yes.
believe, to return the items that you purchase, even if you received it that same.
Amazon does kind of set a standard for like returns and stuff like that, but at the same time they don't, because I'm gonna be honest with you, if I purchase from a small business, I'm not expecting Amazon level return policies, but I'm expecting at least like the ability to return or the ability for a refund if something happens. And also, you should be getting insurance on your packages so that if something does happen, you're getting reimbursed for the item that's being lost or damaged.
I have done it before for my mother who has an Amazon shopping addiction, dislike it, but customers expect to at bare minimum be able to return items. So
yeah, and that's where a lot of like businesses too, like a lot of VTuber related businesses end up shooting themselves in the foot because I would be so honest with you, HoloLive is different. HoloLive is like a dedicated fan base that loves HoloLive. If you as a small VTuber business are telling customers that they're going to have to wait 3+ months for their orders, you're not going to make it.
If you can't do that, maybe reconsider your business model. Free shipping on orders over $100.
It's the same with artists. Like if you are expecting your like commission, like clients for a commission, like if I commission merch art and it takes like 3 to 6 months, like, nah, dog, I'm not coming back. Like if we agree to terms, like I have something I'm still waiting on and it's only a week late. So like, it's not the worst, but also like I already signed up for a long wait time for this one because I really like their art. And I was like, it's fine. I'll wait until June. It's okay. And like life comes up and that sucks. And I hate that it happens. But like now I'm sitting here like, I don't even think my commission's been started and we're a week late now. So I've already waited like 2 months plus. And now we're getting to a point where the commission is late. And I understand life happens. I understand like whatever. But like also I'm having to reach out for updates. So there's some issues.
Bro, what? And when it's like over $100 and everything in their store is sub.
Now, if it takes you 3+ months for a VTuber, it's a little bit different, but I also feel like you should be doing something similar to like what my VTuber parents did, is like you should only work at one model at a time. And if someone has like a rush fee or something, I kind of feel like you should ask your clients if they're okay with being bumped. Like, I don't know if that's a hot take, but like if I'm spending money and I set my debut date and we have an agreed delivery for June, and you're like, oh, someone just like paid a rush fee, so I have to like do this model. I can't get you your model until July. I would be like, nah, dog.
$10. Like, no, I'm not gonna buy 10+ things. Asking for a tip at checkout when I'm ordering a product online. I've never seen that in my life, and I hope to never see that. Have you ever seen checkout?
I'll be honest, for small businesses, I think it's okay. I don't think like, okay, here's my thing. We as a society need to stop thinking that like a tip screen is a demand. You can hit no and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you decide to, that's great. That's, you know, some people are like, oh, I only really wanted these 3 things. And like, I want to support your small business or whatever, but like, these are the only 3 things I wanted. I wish there had been one more thing. Like, that's fine. I don't think asking for a tip on a screen prompt is bad. And a lot of payment processors and corporations put it there, and it's not like the fault of the actual business sometimes too. But like, we need to stop taking it as like a personal attack when a tip screen pops up. Like we stop taking it so personally, dude. And I mean it, that's what I do, yeah.
Tip someone at checkout. No, for real, they think they got me with that $32.99 shipping fee. I look at that first.
Oh God, shipping is a whole other thing. They're not trying to get you with that $32 shipping fee. It costs so much to ship things right now, especially if it's like candles or fluids or like anything heavy. Oh
and
God.
will empty my cart so fast. But some people will do it.
Dude, shipping is wild.
If you really want the product.
It's also like a freaking like science program, I swear. Like trying to figure out how shipping works, how much it's going to cost, and how much you should price your items, and like how much you should charge for shipping is just like an Olympic style level of math and science that I just. Ugh.
You will pay that shipping fee. No.
Unless it's self-checkout. Okay, I will argue self-checkout. It's usually because it's the same like point of sale system for the entire store. So like, yeah, it's gonna, yeah.
No matter how exorbitant it is. It's crazy because in my experience, people don't return a lot. We only get about 1 per month, but do over 1,000 orders. That's good. It's probably because your product is good. Also, people are a little bit lazy too. If it's not easy to return an item, then they're just not gonna do it.
Nobody really talks about this, but did you know you can legally sell homemade cookies without opening a bakery? It's called Cottage Food Laws, and it allows you to sell
Don't shake your head. You can.
Baked goods like cookies, bread, brownies, and scones right from your home kitchen in many states across the US. So here's how to start a tiny cookie business in your front yard. First,
Why is this in
find
here?
a really good cookie recipe. Something simple but delicious. Chocolate chips, snickerdoodle, or anything people already love. Next, grab a sturdy piece of furniture. Something repurposed, like an old
Oh, that's cute. There's one of these types of bakeries like in a city over, and like, ugh, their porch setup is so freaking
dresser
cute.
or a console. Then paint it, add cute decor, and boom, you've got a farm stand. Then put it in your front yard and add a sign so people know you're open for business. Next, buy some cute packaging. Bake 80 cookies. And then package them into boxes of 8 and sell them for $15 a box.
Oh. Okay, actually, that's not. How much does it cost? Can we do some math here? Can we? Hang on, I gotta do some math. And I will say we should include, like, if you only use 2 eggs, but you have to buy a carton, that does kind of matter in some stuff. But I just want to see. Okay, so fairly typical package sizes and prices from Walmart. Initial shopping would be about. Wait, there's no. Really? To get a 5-pound bag of sugar, to get a 4-pound bag of sugar, a 5-pound bag of flour, 2-pound bag of brown sugar, butter, eggs, chocolate chips, vanilla extract, and baking soda. It would be $26? Really? I'm surprised on that. But also, like, okay, back in my day, the limited ingredients are usually butter, eggs, and chocolate chips. For these packages, you could make approximately. The result would be, so if you spend $26 for a shopping trip, you can make about 4 batches of 8 cookies. That's 32 cookies total. Cost for an 8-cookie batch would be around $6.50. Cost per cookie about 81 cents. Okay. If you factor in, because this is where things get expensive, if you factor in labor, how much should you charge for 8 cookies? And how much would an average customer be willing to spend? Okay. What it costs to you, if you factor in, assuming 8 batches of cookies takes 10 minutes to mix, 10 to 12 minutes to bake, 10 minutes to clean up, about 30 minutes total active time. So if you charge only $2 to $3 for your time as value, even if ingredient cost is $2 to $3, your time has value. If you pay yourself $15 an hour, $7.50 labor for 30 minutes, and you add the ingredients, that puts your cost around. Okay, she's not far off, but like if you go on the low scale of charging yourself $15 an hour, it should be $10 to $12 for an $8 cookies. So she's still overcharging, even if you factor in labor. So the average customer would be willing to pay. That depends heavily on cookie size. If you do 2 to 3 inches, people expect $1 to $2 per cookie. 8 cookies would be $8 to $16. Who's paying to? Oh, because Crumble exists. If you're doing Crumble size, though, people often sell them for $3 to $6 each. So 8 cookies would be $24 to $48. But that's Crumble cookies. Those things are like the size of small dinner plates. Like, that's different. If you're selling locally, a small home baker, $10 to $12 for 8 regular cookies is usually an easy sell. $15 to $18 for 8 premium cookies, which she's not selling premium. She's just selling like a regular. She said find a simple recipe. Large, loaded with chocolate, browned butter, fancy packaging. If you go above $20, it starts getting harder unless you have a strong brand or specialty product. Kind of overcharging. However, it's not horrific according to average pricing.
Yes, people will pay that. Homemade is premium.
That's what she's saying, homemade. But no, homemade does not equal premium. Premium is premium. Homemade, if you're just getting a simple, basic chocolate chip recipe, she's also kind of exposing herself here. She's also just out here on social media being like, hey, I just got a simple chocolate chip cookie recipe from the internet and I put in the least amount of effort as possible and I'm selling these.
And if you're thinking, wait, is this even legal? That's where cottage food laws come in. Every state has different rules, but you may be able to start way sooner than you think. So before you assume you can't do this, check your state.
And be careful with
Premium is if
state
it's
laws.
good, yeah.
I think there's also
You do have to be careful, but yeah, she's right. You can sell, but like I know specifically, I think it's like Florida or something. I saw a girl talking about it. There's some states that won't let you use cream cheese.
So a maximum amount of money you can make from these before you need to get a different sort of license.
Yeah, but then there's also you can you can use cream cheese if you use a commercial kitchen, which is why there's commercial kitchen rentals. So you can go to a commercial kitchen, make the product, and then sell it.
And so if you want to do something like this is absolutely fabulous. Hopefully your HOA allows you if you do live in one and you don't get like hassled by people who
Also, like, yes, do like be respectful of your neighbors. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this because I can't just like plop this out in the front of a building, you know?
were never liked in high school and just have a chip on their
Especially like if you live like 8 feet away from your nearest neighbor and people are like parking on the streets, you should be very mindful about people that are in your area.
shoulder. So my HOA would buy from me and then report my stand. I mean, what an absolute.
That's such a real HOA response, man.
At the end of the day, everyone wants small businesses to succeed. But
Yeah, we want people. Well, no, I'm going to be honest. A lot of them are just doing it because they think it's quick, easy money. Especially like the brick and mortar stores that just pop up. Oh, like hardly anybody anymore is investing their entire life savings into owning a brick and mortar. That's something that like usually is for the business degree people, not so much the small business that started selling at their local market and then they eventually got to the point where they could open a brick and mortar store. That's not very common anymore.
isn't enough.
So like I wouldn't even say that like, oh, you're a small business, I want you to succeed. I just like I have questions about your quote unquote small business. Because if you can just open a brick and mortar store just randomly, like there's a couple, don't get me wrong, it's still a thing. Don't get me wrong, people still do. However, more commonly, it is either some like Nepo baby, a franchise, or something like that. Like it is hardly ever someone who saved their entire life to open a restaurant or a store or something anymore. Restaurants are more common. But then it's ironic because restaurants are so hard to turn a profit in. And if the US moves away from tipping culture, then you're going to get extra screwed, dude.
Honesty
I'm saying you should.
And knowing your customer matters. The businesses that will figure that out will
Also, like, no one wants your cheap,
and
like...
the ones that don't, well, we saw what happened to them. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Drop a...
That's the thing is, like, I'm also going to say, if you're making, like, resin... I used to not feel this way, which is crazy to say as a new, like, my newly formed opinion over the last couple of years. If you're selling resin, art, 3D printed stuff that you didn't make yourself in the sense of, like, you're just getting the design off the internet and selling what you think other people want. If you're doing resin art, 3D printed, and a couple of others, just stop. Just stop. Like, I either like start learning how to design your own stuff or like maybe don't. A lot of that like resin stuff, like it looks good on video and in photos, but like it looks like cheap, crappy plastic when you get it home or like when you see it in person. Like I finally saw like someone did like one of those platters, you know, like a food platter. And I saw it at a store, like a nail salon that was doing like for local businesses. And I was like, wow, I'm glad I never did this because this looks like this looks absolutely horrible. I'm glad I never did this. But then you have people that do like these really intensely decorated with like dried flowers and like fruit decor and stuff like that. Like those kind of resin pieces. Those are beautiful. Those are nice. But they're relying on their art, their skill, and their talent versus relying on just like pouring colors and hoping for the best. My bestie makes resin pieces with bones and other creepy stuff. Yeah, if you're like putting some effort into it, it's one thing. That's definitely one thing is like if you're like putting effort into it, it's different. But if you're just pouring like colored resin into like a mold or something and being like, yay. Then that's the, you know, like dice makers actually like dice makers deserve a lot of credit. Who do resin dice and stuff like that, because that's one of the only ways you can do dice. Unless you like want to start doing like wood carved or you can like do like engraved metal or something. But the issue with resin dice is balance. A lot of them are just collectors. A lot of them are just being like to be collected because you can't really guarantee that they're going to be balanced enough to be able to use in an actual game. So Eh.